Welcome to the How-To Guide Tech. Today I'll show you how to use auto layout in Figma so your designs stay neat and flexible. I'll walk you through the main buttons and settings with a simple example, and by the end, you'll know how to use auto layout cleanly in real projects. As you can see, I have a few shape elements. Select them all. You'll find the auto layout button on the right side of the properties panel, or you can press Shift-A when you click it. Figma wraps your selection in a smart frame that adjusts itself based on your setting. Once that smart frame exists, you can change the gap between items simply by dragging the space between any two elements. When you remove it, the elements return to free movement, and you can edit them individually. If the frame size does not match your content, use the small button left of the auto layout control to resize the frame so it hugs the content. That means the frame grows or shrinks to fit what's inside. Auto layout has four main arrangement modes: freeform, vertical, horizontal, and grid. Freeform lets you move items freely and will disable auto layout temporarily. Vertical stacks items top to bottom. Horizontal arranges them in a row, and grid snaps items into rows and columns. Grid is newer, but it's great when you need a strict grid structure. In freeform, you'll see W and H fields for width and height. You can type values, hover and drag the letters, or resize the element directly by dragging its edge. Use the square icon next to these fields to lock the aspect ratio so width and height stay proportional. That's handy when you're working with set ratios. A very important tip: select the correct layer before changing size or locking ratio. If you want a rectangle to stay a perfect square, select the rectangle itself, not the parent frame. Otherwise, shapes can stretch and look off. There is a Clip Content checkbox at the bottom. Clip Content hides any part of child elements that extend outside the frame, which is useful when the frame is intentionally smaller than its contents. For a horizontal layout, you'll see an extra wrap icon when horizontal is selected. Turn on wrap, and items will move into new rows automatically when there's not enough space on one line. Both horizontal and vertical layouts also include width and height drop-downs, where you can choose options like fixed sizes, HUD to fit content, which can change size as you add more elements, or set minimum and maximum values. For example, set a max width of 600 px to stop the frame from growing beyond that size, even if you add new elements. Below the size controls are 9 alignment options, so you can place content inside a larger frame exactly where you want it: top, center, bottom, left, right, or any corner. The gap drop-down also contains an auto option that spreads the elements evenly across the available space, which looks clean when you need everything balanced. Padding settings control the space between the frame edge and its contents. By default, padding is mirrored across parallel sides, but you can toggle a control to set padding for each side independently. This gives you precise control of internal spacing. Grid layout lets you define rows and columns, and you can make items span multiple rows or columns when needed. You can manually set each row or column size in the right panel. There is also an auto layout settings menu with deeper options. For example, you can choose whether strokes count inside the layout. You can also set negative gaps to create an overlapping layout and control whether the first or last item sits on top when items overlap. If you combine an icon and text inside an auto layout, they will align and resize together. There's an option to align text baseline, so icons match the text baseline as the font size changes. If you find this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Also comment, what problem do you want me to solve in the next video? Take care and bye.